Add to stage was that okay? All right. Hopefully that helped. Ooh, it's grainy. Let's see here. Man, that's super grainy. Hello, am I live? Can anyone hear me? Burn the Fed. What's up, brother? All right, we are live. I want to test something real quick. Does that pop up on the screen? There we go. Okay. Trying to step up my game. So if I do that, okay. Put that on. There you go. Okay. All right, very good. I'm trying to get this figured out. But I think I got it. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. It's over. The whales have arrived. Start buying yesterday. Yeah, that's I mean, the fact that Rudy is flat out saying that he's got a pallet means that he's probably got more than a pallet, would be my initial thought. But if he is in on Lorcana, there's no one left. He was the last hater, and he is on board. So we have entered takeoff to the moon, final destination. Let me, I'm going to post that I'm live. I guess I should probably do that. Melly's Mini Trove, what's up? I hope you're doing well. What happened, and does Rudy play for Notre Dame? Rudy is the man behind Alpha Investments, which is the largest kind of trading card game finance channel in YouTube. I think he's got like 400 or 500,000 subscribers. And he today on a video, he notoriously has been a hater forever. And today he posted that he has, or in his video, he included that Lorcana is very good. They're doing a really good job. And he bought a pallet today or something, or he received a pallet. And this guy was as opposed to Disney Lorcana as you could be. So that is where we're at. All right, let me post that so I'm not distracted anymore. Okay, good deal. Yeah, so Rudy, let's pull up his page here, just for anyone who's not familiar. All right, now let me see if I can figure out how to share my screen. I'm not that inept, so share screen. All right, let's check list, add to stage. Nice, that's easy. Okay, so this is Rudy, 414,000 subscribers, massive trading card game finance, Deca millionaire, very, very well off. He has been, if you search on his channel for Disney Lorcana, he has not said very favorable things. The first thing he says, Upper Deck says Lorcana was stolen property, and he goes on about how the game mechanics are stolen from Rush of Icor. That was like the first thing he said about Disney Lorcana. Disney Lorcana collapses 75%. Welcome to Lorcana Amazon dumps. So how's Lorcana doing? Where he goes and poo-poos on it. I guess that's probably about it. But he's mentioned Lorcana in many videos throughout the years, and it's never good. It is never, ever good. And he finally changed course today. So wild time, and he said that he bought a pallet of Disney Lorcana. I mean, I don't know much distributions that have pallets sitting around, right? Like everything's well above MSRP. So like where he is getting a pallet and he doesn't even have organized play, so he technically, like, legally doesn't have distribution access. Now, he's very well connected, so can he find his way into a pallet? Very likely. At the same time, he probably had to pay a really decent price for it, which makes me happy on the inside. Like, the whole thing with Rudy and my thesis why he hates Lorcana is because he couldn't get it from distribution because he does not run organized play. And so he was kind of mad at them for making that decision. And every time he talks about Lorcana, talks about Ravensburger, it's that, you know, they're idiots that run the company. The managers are so stupid. And he, like, is super spiteful in his comments. Like, he's really mad at him. And he even did it in today's video a little bit, you know, like he still poo-pooed it a little bit. But, you know, that's all irrelevant when you're buying pallets and saying that you're thinking about carrying the product. So, you know, you can be bearish. You can make videos 3 years ago talking about how the mechanics were stolen, talking about Amazon dumps collapses 75%, talking about Ursula's return being dead, continue to poo-poo it for its entire existence. But Lorcana eventually wins. It'll make a believer out of anyone, including Rudy from Alpha Investments. So what we should do is go to my channel, and I'll catch up on the chat here. But let's do not that. Let's just search my videos for Rudy. Let's start my very first one. Rudy made a video a few years ago talking about Amazon dumps and that Lorcana was dead. And I just want to see what the kind of feedback was. Rudy is mad that Ravensburger is not selling him the boxes for him to make money, cutting online stores. Yep. For LGSs. Yeah, that's exactly right. I want to see Rudy is salty. Oh, what's up, Jacob? You might be in the chat. Rudy is salty. He didn't get in the beginning, and he can't stand to be wrong. So he's actually sabotaging the game by doing this. He was a very, very big detractor. Let's see here. Let's see if there's any, like, Rudy fanboys that came in to poo-poo it. What's up, B Hart? You might be in here as well. Ravensburger was always the problem. Disney Lorcana is the best card game with the worst producer. There you go. There's some Lorcana is for babies. Ravensburger does suck. So if you claim anything other than that, you're lying and need a reality check. You can dislike Rudy in addition to that, but you do have to acknowledge reality. There we go. Lorcana is dead. The shops in my area put a limit on how much one piece you can buy, but Lorcana keeps plugging up their shelves. Wow. Can't even move it on sale. What a sad turn of events. I said it's been a good run. That's funny. So, you know, it's been, like I said, it's been a wild ride for us, you know, Disney Lorcana truthers as we fight for our lives for, you know, fighting Rudy. But let's get to catch up on the chat a little bit here. DJ Mastakilla says, do you mean he bought a box or he got a distributor for it? So he said that he bought a pallet. He did not say what set. He didn't say if it was a mix of sets. He didn't, you know, he didn't give us any specifics. He said that he received a pallet of Disney Lorcana and he's exploring if he wants to carry it moving forward. Once again, Rudy's very resourceful. He's got a lot of money. He'll be able to find his way into Disney Lorcana, but it's not going to be a distribution pricing because he does not run organized play. In order to get Lorcana from distribution, you have to run organized play. So we know he got a pallet. That's what he admitted. In my opinion, if Rudy's telling you openly that he got a pallet, he's probably got a lot more, but that's just speculation. He just told us that he has a pallet. Sean says, just watch his video. Pretty crazy. He's a convert now. I agree. It's a wild, wild time. Ice, what's up, brother? He says, who else thought we had more time? I did. I certainly did not think we were going to be where we're at now already. It's been a wild 2026. You know, I predicted this year would start slow and then kind of like at this time frame, it'd really start to pick up. I got that part, the latter part right, beginning of the year. Swing and a miss. My goodness. Melly says, so if you can't beat him, join him. Exactly right. So it's kind of got to the point where his, like, you know, Rudy's voice carries a lot of weight, right? He's got over 400,000 subscribers. He's got a lot. What the problem with Rudy is, he has a lot of trading card games that have like attached themselves to him. And then he becomes kind of the arbiter of whether they succeed or fail. Examples of this would be MetaZoo. The original MetaZoo, not the second iteration, but the original MetaZoo was using Rudy as a massive marketing engine. He was getting cards in the game. I'm pretty sure like his kids got cards in the game. Like they were really, really, really pushing advertising through Alpha Investments and Rudy. Well, when your, you know, card game is propped up by a lot of just like social influence and people like Rudy who are getting paid, who have cards in the game to shill the product, but it's not actually raising up on the merits of the card game itself, it begins to fail. That the same thing he mentioned in the video today, that Flesh and Blood, another kind of like indie card game that I know has a very passionate fan base and I hope it does very well. He talks about how bad Flesh and Blood is doing. He also mentions that Flesh and Blood no longer does the exclusive play mats that they were giving to him to sell and give away to patrons, and exclusive, I think, like deck boxes and maybe some promos, different things. Like these things were funneling through Rudy for him to then use as a marketing and sales engine to sell products to his Patreon. When that's like your, you know, your core product offering and your main way of go to market, you're kind of tied to this dude. And so he talked about, you know, he doesn't get the playmat anymore. He doesn't get the promos anymore. Flesh and Blood's not doing very good, right? Like if as a trading card game, if your main go-to-market is this dude with a big YouTube channel, it's just not the best investment. And he, yeah, to your point, Melly, he is now on board. So here we go. I saw my card on, oh, what card was that? What card was that, Mike? We've talked about a lot of cards. I'm worried about MSRP gang for Attack of the Vine. We're in a tough spot. Let's see here. Masta says, heard scalpers are getting into Lorcana, so I'm not surprised Rudy got a pallet. Yeah, that kind of went hand in hand. Though I do think, at least at this point, the scalper talk is way overblown. The playable cards are very affordable. I bought something from the shelves on Target earlier this week, you know, and it was Wilds Unknown. They had multiple troves there. There's never any Pokemon. There's hardly ever One Piece. There was still some Lorcana there. So, you know, I'm not experiencing it too much, but I mean, look, the heat and light is on Lorcana. Let's not be, you know, let's not be ignorant about that. Let's see here. Do you think he heard your video about how much we need scalpers? Maybe. I might be the reason. What's up, Geese? Let's see here. I love the artwork comment he made. Lorcana hands down. Yeah, that's the thing, because he is a Florida guy. He lives in Orlando. He is, every time he talks about Lorcana, he talks about his love for Disney. But Ravensburger, you know, it's always just been this like ghost that haunts him. You know, he wants to buy in. He's wanted to buy in for years. When his patrons would pay him to do box breaks, he has to catch himself because he's like, he loves the cards. They're great quality. The artwork is fantastic. He pulled like an enchanted double sword genie and loved it and said how cool it was. He loves Aladdin, right? It's like all sorts of like, he needs like a whole new world trophy promo. He needs some Jasmine, Jafar, etc. Like, you know, there's plenty that he can kind of sink his teeth into. He just was refusing to give it its due, but here we are. Let's see here. Just YZ says, it makes me nervous how hard Attack the Vine is going to hit the ground running from the jump. That is the truth. That is by far what I am most scared of right now. Wilds Unknown, I feel like, is in a fantastic spot. I have no worries about Wilds Unknown because the playables are so playable. The collectible cards are so collectible. You know, even at this point, cases like, should they be $850 to $900 a month after release? In my opinion, in a healthy market, they are not. But at the same time, you know, ripping packs is a luxury. This is not a necessity, right? This is a luxury expense. This is not a need. If water was being scalped, I would have a big problem. Diapers, food, right? Whatever. Like, if that stuff is being scalped, like I'm really going to have a problem. A luxury good like opening Disney Lorcana packs, when people they say the children, what about the kids, man? It's like, look, dude, like that's not real. We were the kids that were enjoying it. Now we're all adults and we all want it with our kids, right? Definitely. But like, let's not conflate these things. Everything under the umbrella says, I've attended D23 Expo 2022 and 2024. I am afraid I am going to be attending Costco Pokemon on steroids this year. Yeah. Well, hey, kudos to you. I've seen the lines from that stuff. And look, as a Midwest guy, I'm not like a park guy. I hate waiting in lines. The stampede that was D23 2022, I mean, good night. That is some hype. So yes, you better be bobbing and weaving. Don't get crushed out there. I'm surprised we had as much time as we did. I saw this coming a mile away. I mean, I saw it coming, but I'm also at the same time, you just never know what's gonna be the change, right? You never know what's gonna trigger this. And here we are. Check in something on a Discord really quick, and then we'll get back to the questions, or the comments rather. All right. Let's see here. Wanted to get Whispers and Winterspell after payday this week. Now that's a thing. Yeah, that's unfortunate, Travis, but that's okay. We can't have everything, right? Like I don't have a Buzz. I don't have You've Got a Friend in Me. I don't have a few of the Incredibles. Like, we're just not going to, I get it, right? It stinks, but you can't have it all, right? And if you could have it all, it wouldn't be as fun. Like some of these cards I've been chasing for years. And that's, the fun part is the journey, right? Whether stuff's going to the moon or it's going sideways, whatever. The collecting goals and getting the things you want, whether it's sealed, singles, etc. The journey is all the fun. So, all right. Ringle Bros says, question to Mike or anybody in the chat. I have quite a bit of some graded cards I want to sell to prep some cash for Attack of the Vine. How do I get approval to post on the for sale section of the Discord? Shoot me a DM on Discord, and I will get you the access. Just shoot me a DM so I can grant you permission, because I recognize your name and I know you've been around for a long time. So we can get you in there. Mike says lowest list Buzz is 7,500. Yeah, I covered that in today's video. I mean, and people are paying $6,000 after taxes for a raw near mint copy with no photos. That is an alternate timeline. $6,000 for a brand new set card. Like, I mean, we are booming. Crazy. Oh, nice. Yeah. So do you have Mike, do you have a Buzz on consignment? I'm trying to catch up, and I'm kind of, I'm not doing a great job of it because I'm so long-winded, but I want to know if you have the Buzz there. Cole says, Lorcana to the moon. You are not lying, brother. We are taking off. I think Attack the Vine will shock everyone, giving that it's the team up of Lorcana. I agree. I mean, we need more, right? Like we've got a few leaks. We've seen some legendaries. We haven't seen iconics, enchanteds, epics. I think maybe we've seen a couple epics, but you get the point. We need to see more. But Attack of the Vine has the potential to somehow be another absolute powder keg on top of what we're doing, which is already blasting off. And then you add on the Rudy adoption, and he's going to start talking more positively about Lorcana now in combination with a Toy Story 5. And then you add on an Attack of the Vine set that's very team up style, that has like a Woody and a Buzz enchanted, Mike and Sully iconic, like you really can start cooking there. And, we're just getting started in that sense. Wild Unknown is actually undervalued, considering. I agree. Like in that, so I'm not the biggest sealed guy. I have sealed, but I prefer the singles more, and just like I enjoy the art, and that's just what I'm gravitated to. Sealed's kind of boring in my opinion, but I do feel like it's cheap. You know, like all these cards are absolutely running, and the cases are still sub 1,000. You know, that feels cheaper to me. But you know, I can't believe A Whole New World is 35. I can. We're going much higher there. Maybe not in the short term, but I can. What's up, John? D23 Expo mosh pits. Yeah, I am good on that. I'm good on that. I says I'm excited for Hyperia City. I need an. I can't. I haven't even seen Coco yet, so I've got to watch that. That's on the short list for sure. That's another thing that's fun about Lorcana is I get caught up on movies that I miss with my kids leading into the set, right? Or like Wilds Unknown gave me a reason to sit them all down and watch 1, 2, and 3, 4 again, right? Leading into Toy Story 5. So that's another just like fun aspect of Lorcana is you can kind of catch up on movies that you missed along the way. Let's see here. I bought 2 cases of every set minus Fabled, which I have 3 loose booster boxes and that I bought at launch, plus 3 cases of Wilds pre-loose kits. That's a solid. I mean, that's a solid strategy. Obviously, you wish you had Fabled, but you still got the 3 boxes, and those are what, like $800 a piece now. So each Fabled box is like equal to a case of every other set. So you know you've kind of got a good balance there. I paper handled my sealed Fabled. I wrote it on the way up, made some 2Xs, 3Xs, 4Xs, and that was you know that's kind of my MO with sealed. I definitely keep a little bit back. I've got some cases, but I'm not the biggest sealed guy. And, you know, I love to ride that wave up. I'm sitting on some wilds that you know, I don't know when the right time to sell it is, but it definitely doesn't feel like right now. Tiny Sage, I hope you're doing well. That is I was in your comments like 2 to 3 years ago, mad that One Piece was doing. Yeah, your name sounds very familiar. I recognize your name without a doubt. And there was a lot of that. You were not the only one. We had a lot of One Piece people. And look, it's tough, right? Because One Piece is just a little bit older than Lorcana. They've kind of always, right, like 2 massive IPs. Obviously, Disney much bigger, but One Piece no slouch. You know, new games, and so it's natural to kind of compare them. And the trajectory of One Piece was straight to the moon. And it was, you know, sometimes as a Lorcana truther, it was hard to defend some of the things Ravensburger was doing. What a time to be alive indeed. Oh, hold on. I just saw we got a super chat. Fantastic. Thank you for the $5, sir. When Pocahontas went to several $1,000s raw, I heard him bought a couple copies of Colors of the Wind. I bought yesterday at 120. Check them now. I've been told, but let's take a peek because I have not looked for myself. What is that? Winter Spell singles. Let me get that pulled up on the stream here. Thank you again for the super chat, Dan. I greatly, greatly appreciate it. Colors of the Wind, $350. I mean, look, Pocahontas, I've talked about it before. Pocahontas is not necessarily my cup of tea. I did watch it again because you know, it was coming out in Winter Spell and watched it with the kids. My daughter loved it. My wife actually loves it. I had no clue that she, you know, like she knew all the words to Colors of the Wind, you know, the first time we watched it. But obviously that's the difference of growing up as a girl in the 90s than than a boy. But the song is great. It's iconic and the card's fantastic. I mean, it's so surreal to finally have everyone realize like these cards are so hard to pull. They are so gorgeous. And it's these just like fantastic characters from just like generations, right? And it's people are finally realizing it. And it's honestly surreal. What a time. I mean, people are selling this card for $90, $350 now, a few months later. Great purchase, sir. Great purchase. All right, back to Sean. Sean says, what do you think the next ultra rarity above iconic will be? What should the first card be? So this might be a hot take, but I think iconic is the perfect high tier rarity. I would much rather keep them iconics where they're at, keep enchanteds where they're at, and either keep epics and then give us an additional, or replace epics with a full art variant. Essentially, the art rare variant of Pokemon is essentially what I want. So if you're not familiar with Pokemon, or with art rares rather, you're probably familiar with Pokemon. Let's see here. I just want to, can I do like a rarity? Do they have art rare in here by chance? They do not. So let's go to, let's just pick a set. That'll probably be easiest. Prismatic Evolutions, rarity. What's a, is it not what's a, all right, someone help me out. Is it not an art rare? Like I thought the full arts that weren't special illustration rares were just art rares. Am I crazy? What's the Pokemon? What are the Pokemon bros saying? I need, because like basically what I want to not make lists difficult is the full art. I want an alternate art, full art version of epics. Now that's not what I'm seeing here. Maybe is it just rare? No, that's just a regular card, but it's not SIR. Okay, so but it's okay. That's okay. So I picked the only set without it. All right, great. All right, let's go to anything else. What else? Paradox Rift. I always like the Roaring Moon in Paradox Rift. Oh, let's get rid of Prismatic. All right. Illustration rare. Yes, this is what I want. Keep Iconics where they're at. Keep Enchanteds where they're at. Replace Epics with lists. More of like a box hit, maybe even more frequent than a box hit. Give us a whole selection of them, right? Like, look at this set. This is one set, Paradox Rift in Pokemon, that has all of these alternate art, full arts that are like very hittable and very affordable, right? Like this $10 range. Your top end is still sub 100. You've got some $20 hits. Like this is what Lorcana is missing. And this truly, from like a pack ripping experience, is by far the biggest, the biggest thing holding Lorcana back, in my opinion. But that's what I would like to see them do with rarities. Either keep epics and give us lists in addition, or with epics, add in a full art, alternate art variant that's very hittable. So it just, you get a better experience as you rip Lorcana. That's kind of what I would like to see. All right, I skipped a bunch there. Let me scroll back up here. I'll try and speed up because we're how do you join the Discord? There should be a link in the description of this video. If not, go to my channel, and every video that I post in that description will have it. Let's see here. What's your take on the Woody set champs? To the moon. Look, we are early on that one. I don't own one yet. But look, guys, I'm going to be completely honest. We may be at a point where my conservative nature is like, I'm not willing to take enough risks. Like I've kind of had that thought today. Woody, set champs Woody at 450 and Buzz at 6K raw are just too rich for my blood. And so, I just don't know what that means. I have to think through that, right? I am an advocate of, if you're not ever taking any losses, then you're not taking enough risks. You're not shooting enough. You miss every shot you don't take. But damn, I don't know if I want to take this shot. 320, lowest near mint copy on TCG Player. 430 after that. And I mean, we're selling. 300 is an auto sell. I mean, look how many have sold today, guys. You've got an entire sheet here of just today. How crazy is that? An entire day of sales logs going down to like 250 was kind of the floor. So in general, what I would say is we still have this upcoming weekend, the following weekend, and the following weekend. The tournaments are going to be happening for these to get to the market. So I will be waiting. Does that mean that that's going to be the right play? I don't know. That's just my thought. 320. Look, great card, Woody. I like it. I love it. I got to have some more of it. It is a fantastic card. 320 is crazy. And I'm the biggest set champ supporter that's ever lived. And, 320, like more than Stitch, more than Ursula, more than everything. Even the participation card is 15. I mean, we are booming, ladies and gentlemen. We are booming. All right, let's see here. Yeah, TC player listing. You showed a buzz today. Lowest list 7,500. That's me. Gotcha. I mean, I can't imagine 7,500 for a near mint raw card. Like, and even now, honestly, like 7,500 raw. If so, what buzz to grade would probably be like close to $1,000. You'd be between I think you'd be super express or walk-in tier, and you're looking at like another 1,000 to grade it. I mean, selling for that much raw seems like not a bad deal. All right, let's keep speed running here. The Incredibles last 48 hours are blowing up. I agree 100%. We've already seen that today. We kind of saw the, Alien, You've Got a Friend in Me, and Iconics have been going. We saw it trickle down today to Jesse and the Incredibles. I think tomorrow, your Frozone, your Syndrome, and then, the bottom tier, like, Family Scattered, probably not ever going to be that. But stop saying it cheap, Mike. Take it slow. What's that mean? I don't know what that means. Stop saying it cheap. What do you mean, Geese? Stop saying it cheap, Mike. Take it slow. Luckily, Shady Crypto luckily I pulled Buzz. You got it for okay, dude just hits the nuts. I drained my wallet now. I'm working overtime and running gig apps while PSA does its thing. Time to prep for the next set. Well, congrats on hitting the lottery and pulling the best 4 cards. I mean, if you pulled the Merida on top of that, there you go. Not bad, bud. Not bad. Not a card I'm selling, but Alice Growing Girl is way too low right now compared to what's going on. I've always been a proponent of that card. Princess Premium is no joke. I did see some decent sales, though, on eBay. I think I saw like a $500 PSA 10. Near mint's 150. That's not bad. Inkmancer, what's up, brother? Rudy is in. Walt, have mercy. We're going to Mars. That's right. We're past the moon. We have gone to the sun. Do you ever think Lorcana get tea? I don't know what that means. Disney has FU money. It was never going anywhere. People are still replying to comments saying it may die. Get out of town. Yeah, man. We'll have to, if we have time today, we'll go to some of my videos where there's some good, Rudy fanboy hate vids, hate comments that are really spicy. Do you think Lorcana can ever get to a place where we see $5,000+ booster boxes like Pokemon after 5 to 10 years? I mean, I don't see why that's not a possibility. I do think with sealed, we in this modern culture of like sealed number go up to infinity. The thing that I always like to keep in mind is like first edition base set booster boxes, which is obviously the grail. Like that didn't move. Like that was always had a premium, but like it wasn't moving that substantially. Booster boxes like Neo Genesis, Neo Destiny, Legendary Collection. These booster boxes were sitting at MSRP for a long time after release. And then as Pokemon, kind of went through its dead era as it switched to Nintendo, like these boxes didn't have any value and they weren't going up. Now, modern culture has changed that, right? And booster boxes are a form of currency in themselves. So I think that, I don't see why 5,000+ isn't reasonable, especially for sets like Fabled, really all of our iconic sets. I think that's possible. First Chapter, that's possible, but that's a long time. And there's going to be a lot of plateaus along the way is what I would say, but I don't see why it's not, possible. All right. We got, I am in awe every time I look at the PSA 10 Honey Wizard price these days. I know. I've got mine. I've got one copy for sale for 10,000 and I'm just waiting for the notification. I feel like it's only a matter of time. But that card is crazy. That card is very, very special. Sean, thank you very much, sir. He says, great chat with $5. I appreciate that. I truly do from the bottom of my heart. Thank you. Angel says, Moana to the moon. She's sailing across the sea, going straight to the moon. We definitely do not need a rarity above iconic. I agree completely. Or replace epics with alts like the Stitch. See, so that I love it. The Stitch card. That's a great call out. This is a card. Let me just share my screen before I even pull it up. I don't know what this card costs right now. It's a great card, and I think it's gonna. Or wait, no, wait. Where's the wait? Isn't it Carefree Snowboarder? Here, let's just do. Yeah, it's not Surfer. Where's the here? Let's filter to Epic. This card, Carefree Snowboarder. This is the only alternate art epic I think that we have. It was definitely the first, and I think it's the only one that we have. And this card is a sick card. And so, like, just a card to add to the personal collection, you know, for $17, like, yes, please. I love that. Fantastic card. Let's see here. I agree. Iconics should be the top standard rarity. But how would you feel about serialized iconics in the future? I am very anti-serialization. I think serialized is manufactured rarity. This is like one of the things that I'm very passionate about. Like, if Disney Lorcana were to implement this, this would be a sign for me to begin to sell my collection, in my personal opinion. Obviously, things in the personal collection never leave, but in terms of like offloading inventory, that is a very short-term fix to a long-term problem. We have rarity. We have actual rarity with things like prize cards, DLC trophy cards, set champs cards, promos. Iconics have a ton of inherent rarity. Serialized garbage is for cards that can't sell. So when you need your, you know, your tops serialized 1 of 5 Minnie Mouse auto, like, you know, that's a lot to try and get that box to sell. Disney Lorcana doesn't need to do that. Pokemon doesn't need to do that. Would it be a short-term way to sell a lot of boxes? Yes. The good trading card games do it without it, and it's a much healthier environment, in my opinion. All right, I'm caught up to where I was like wrong about Prismatic. Here we go. I just bought the Pocahontas Iconic locally for $1K earlier. Great purchase. That is a great purchase. Let's see here. Rangel says, appreciate all you do for the hobby, Mike. Definitely a huge contributor on where we are now, along with everybody listening and involved. Yeah, I appreciate that. I don't know how much I've necessarily moved the needle, but I know that all of us, as a culmination of people, especially, you know, those of us who were around in 2025, and, you know, the people who are here tonight that were commenting on that first video I made about Rudy 2 years ago. You know, look, at the end of the day, there's a lot of people who really love this game. It's very easy to love it when number go up, and a certain percentage of you are not going to love it when number go down. But, you know, it's nice to have everyone here now, right? Whether you found out about Lorcana yesterday or 2 years ago, doesn't matter. There's a lot to love in Disney Lorcana, and I think we all do a great job of that, along with obviously Ravensburger. Alice Growing Girl is the first enchanted card I ever bought. Holds a special place with me. I'll die with that card. Alice in Wonderland is my favorite story of all time. Yeah, it's a great card. It is a fantastic card. If they do that, epics will go up in price. They will, and they should. Epics, I heard, are changing in the next couple of sets. Riding on that train with some Ravensburger employees. I hope so. I hope you're right, Seattle Rips. That would be a very welcome change. It would be a fantastic change. And yeah, we could use it. Let's see here. This guy isn't bullish enough. I know. I never thought the time would come, but a $6,000 raw near mint, no photo buzz is just a bridge that I can't cross. I'm a bear. I'm going to start bear posting. Rudy's in. I'm out. You heard it here first. Let's see here. Did you see the sale of the set 7 Donald Duck PSA 10 for $2K? I did. Those Arcasia's Island cards are no joke to grade, ladies and gentlemen. They have been a thorn in my side for a long time. Let's try and find that sale really quick. It's a good one. The Dark Magician Duck, if you will, from set 7. That was a card. I have very special memories of this card. My daughter pulled it, and man, set 7 was just a great time for me. I pulled my chase, the Tamatoa, at the LGS the day of release. I mean, there is no more exhilarating feeling in Disney Lorcana, because any alt art is so hard to hit. But then on top of that, hitting your chase is just like exhilarating. You know, that's pure euphoria. And I pulled it at the LGS on release night. That was fantastic. Or release day. We come home and my daughter pulled this one out of, I think it was the same case. Like, this might have been the first time I ever had 2 enchanteds in a case. Now, we opened a lot of Arcasia's Island. We pulled a lot of enchanteds, but I'm pretty sure Arcasia's Island, or I know for sure Arcasia's Island was our first set where we got 2 enchanteds out of a case, and she pulled this one and went nuts. She was jumping up and down, daddy, daddy. She loved the card so much. Can I put it in my binder? Can I put no? That one goes in a top loader. We look at that one together. That, you know, we got plenty of stuff is in the death binder. Nice enchanteds, you know, we gotta treat those a little bit. But yeah, $2,000 sale. 40 PSA 10s out of 125 that have been graded. These are Cage's Island cards, man. A thorn in my side. They are no joke to grade. All right, let's see here. Toy Story 5 will turn these parabolic. I agree. Jack sell out soon. I can get behind that. Let's see here. A modern card buzz this expensive even last year, let alone 2024 was unheard of. Absolutely. I mean, that's unheard of in Pokemon, right? Like, there's what chase card is coming out of the gate 6K raw. Like, that's just not real. That's like, I mean, even the Mega Evolutions Charizard that just came out, that is like widely accepted as one of the best Charizard arts of all time. And the card's like $1,000-ish for a PSA 9. Like, you know, what brand new set card raw is going for $6,000? You know, nothing. What will happen to the players? I think as of right now, I have no concerns for the players. And quite frankly, we need more players. And I hope that this does bring in more players. I hope that the benefit of product being harder to get is that people might fill up the LGSs to get product, right? Because a lot of LGSs offer packs as to entice people to come in and play. And so that's a benefit of a situation like this. Cards are very affordable. As of right now, any player should be moving forward with confidence. Singles are very, very cheap. Can you play the game without these expensive cards? Absolutely. Cards are once again, very affordable. Decks are very cheap. If you look at some of the top decks in all of Disney Lorcana, they are like $20. So just real quick here, there's a website called dreamborn.inc, and you can go through and look at the trending top decks. You've got a couple of $200 ones starting here, which in my opinion is even that bad. 14, 27, 14, 9, 61, 31, 26, 27. You get the point. Disney Lorcana is very affordable for the players. Hatrix, what's up, my man? Mike, we did it. I can't believe today's the day Rudy bought it. Did he send you flowers? No. But he did. He mentioned that, you know, I don't know. Who knows if he's watched my videos, but I got the hint that he's at least paid attention that there's still some people that love Disney Lorcana. He's clearly in the know about some people. What do you feel is the best value for booster boxes right now currently? That's a tough question. Let's see here. Sealed booster boxes. I'll just look at the prices here really quick and give you my thoughts. So Fabled, obviously, this is the best. It depends your time horizon, man. If $800 is in your spending capacity, and your risk tolerance of a set that's barely a year old, you know, Fabled is going to be the premium. This is the base set of Lorcana from a sealed perspective. Nothing will keep pace with Fabled. The first chapter will not keep pace. Nothing will keep pace in terms of current sets with Fabled. So if you've got a long time horizon, you've got the capital to put $800 into a box, I think that's your best bet. Beyond that, sets like the first chapter haven't moved for a very, very long time. Will always be a mainstay. Looks like market price is $357. Really anything. So actually, rather than going box by box, it really comes down to, it depends on your risk tolerance. Sets 9, 10, 11, and 12, the current set that we're in 12, whether they like it or not, there is some level of reprint risk in these sets. Is it 1%? Is it 10%? Is it 30%? No one knows except for the people making the decisions at Ravensburger. And I believe that ship has sailed. I do not believe that they're going to be reprinted. But Fabled isn't even a year old yet. And, you know, we're talking about boxes that are $800 a box. Okay. So once again, Ravensburger is a very, very new trading card game. Very new. Lorcana is very new trading card game publisher. But those sets, 9, 10, 11, 12, have iconics. Iconics are going to set the pace for all of the sealed. If your risk tolerance is as crazy as mine, then I think anything set 9 through 12, whatever fits your cost basis and your capital, that makes sense. If you're looking for less risk and just long-term plays, look through sets 1 through 8, find some sets with cards that you like and go that route would be my recommendation. Hoping Rudy sells to subscribers. I'm max buying his trophies to mark the occasion. Modern TCG collector, welcome. Man, I need to join the Patreon just to buy Lorcana for Rudy and make a video about it. That's man, what a time. Winter Spell, Arcasian Rain, I can't argue with any of those. I like them. Honey Wizard just sold raw for $2,100 yesterday. It's a whole new world out there. More wilds, too. These enchanteds won't quit. He's right. Jack is creeping up. It is. They are drying up, rather. Pokebros forget that Lorcana has amazing art and far lower print runs than Pokemon. Disney is still one of the biggest IPs in the world, and instead of being salty, they should just join in the party. That is starting to happen. Shady Crypto Wiz. The previous 2 years, that was not the case. The last 2 weeks, that is the case. People are changing their mind. They are waking up, realizing what they missed out on. And a certain percentage of those are going to chase the money, fall in love with it, and then they'll be here forever. Disney Lorcana has a very compelling value proposition, and I believe that a lot of them will stay here. I talked to someone today who has bounced back and forth, and Lorcana has stolen them as of today. They will no longer be buying Pokemon. Skate says, I really enjoyed the special treatment they did with some of the Whispers cards. Don't know why we didn't see that in set 11 and set 12. I agree. I think Whispers was a very fun set. I have a whole bunch of the Whisper foil cards. I think they look super good. I'm a massive fan of Whispers. Serialized is awful. I agree. I don't like it seems like most people are on the anti-serialized train. Star Wars Unlimited went there and it has actually made it worse. The one thing that Rudy can still poo-poo on, it was always Lorcana and Star Wars, was it Universe or Unlimited? I just read it, Unlimited. Now he can't poo-poo Lorcana because it broke out of the mold, but boy, did he still hammer Star Wars because he couldn't. I don't know anything about Star Wars. I hope it I hope it does good. I have nothing, no ill will towards any trading card game. ABBC says, if you could choose a character to be the next DLC top 8 promo after the 500 golden Mickeys, who would you choose? Man, what a question. Is it recency bias to just say like Woody or Buzz? I don't know. My initial, I'll just give you, it's too hard to pick one. So I'll give you just the first couple that come to mind. Woody or Buzz, I think would make a ton of sense. But if obviously that's Pixar, if they're staying more just Disney and I can only pick one, I personally would pick Mufasa. I think a serialized golden Mufasa card would be sick. That would be my number one choice. I'm just thinking back to some of the classic Disney movies that I grew up with. And, Lion King's top of that list, anything from Aladdin, I think there's a lot of really good options, but yeah, my top 3 would be Buzz, Woody, and Mufasa, maybe Simba, whatever. That would be my list. That's a great question, though. Mike, hope you're having a great day, my guy. Lorcanamon, how can I not have a great day? Are you kidding me? Today is a joyous day. Do you see Buzz sold for $22K? No. And I don't believe you for a second. Is this a PSA 10 sale? What is this? Let's see what we got. I've got a 15K sale, a 16K sale. That's the highest that I'm seeing. Let me know if I'm missing something there. That's what Cardlighter is telling me, at least. Let's see here. What do you think your collection is worth now? More than I could ever fathom it being worth. It's hard to really price it out because a lot of the stuff that I have is very rare and it doesn't sell a lot, right? Like, what's the price of a Baymax right now? Armored Companion. There's 13 PSA 10 copies in the world, and it's a trophy card from Worlds last year. Like, those cards don't ever get sold publicly, and so it's hard to attribute value to them. But the long and the short of it is a lot more than I could have ever thought this soon after the game came out. Just truly unfathomable. in my wildest dreams, I would not have thought things escalated this quickly. Wilds is nowhere to be seen at anymore at Target. It was stocked to the bone a few days ago. I did notice last time, TKO Addict, I was there a couple weeks ago, and Wilds was plentiful in terms of the sleeved boosters. Like rows of the pegs had them. I bought 2 because that's all you can buy, right? Which I love. I absolutely love that limit from Target. It's so good. And I bought my 2, and then I went back, like I went earlier this week. I went Sunday, and they had troves. They had 2 troves. I bought a trove. They had no sleeve blisters left. And I mean, there was a lot. There was I was like, nice. Like there is plenty. There was not. Thailand set 12 price, $300 per box. Wow. While it's unknown is popping there. Tell you what, Michael, I don't know if you're in Thailand, but I've been selling a lot of cards to Thailand through eBay. There is a vast market there. Some serious collectors are over there for sure. The artwork in Lorcana is just too hard to deny. Very consistent every set. I agree. Other than, look, they tried some stuff with Azurite C set 6. Other than that, great. That's a great question, Travis. I'm interested if anyone has responded to that. Just a guy says they should make epics the illustration rare variant art style rather than boy. I agree 100%. Crushed it. I could not agree more. I came in with set 8 Rain of Jafar, grabbed 6 starter decks, and started playing with the Raymore. That's sick. That's a great story. I Rain of Jafar I had a great time with. I opened way more set 7 than set 8. But my buddies that I went to the LG, that we always go to the LGS together for set 8, I sit down. I was the third one there. I sit down. One buddy has a pack that he can see. You guys know when you pull an enchanted, like you can see it. It's like shining in the back. And so he had opened the pack and saw it, but he didn't pull it yet. So he waited for me to sit down. We go through it. He pulls it. I don't remember what it was, but he pulled an enchanted. My buddy sitting across the table then pulls an enchanted like a couple packs later. They finished their boxes, and then my first buddy had a starter deck. And I don't know about you, but the likelihood, in my opinion, of getting an enchanted out of a starter deck pack is like that ain't happening, right? Dude pulls another enchanted out of the starter deck pack. So Rain of Jafar just started like scorching hot for me and my friends. Well, mostly my friends, but you get the point. I will say we're all happy now because most of us bought Wilds Unknown before the hype. But if the next few sets are this hot, we may not be smiling when the scalpers show up. We got to get ready to fight, boys. Yeah, I agree. I mean, look, you guys, a lot of people are not going to like me on the investor side once product dries up because I'm going to be calling for a lot of reprints. I do not believe that boxes should be double MSRP when they come out. With that being said, I also put that blame on the producer and the manufacturer. It's a supply and demand issue. If every time someone went to Target and they got an ETB and they pulled it off the shelves at MSRP, and then right behind it another one floated to the front of the shelves, there would no longer be a problem, right? Because no one would pay more than MSRP because they're always on the shelves. Now, look, Pokemon's done very well. The demand is insane. One Piece, Lorcana, whatever. But at the end of the day, these trading card games have to find a way to supply more because this is not a healthy ecosystem if they come out and they're way past MSRP. If when Attack of the Vine drops, packs are being sold for $15 and people can walk into Target, buy the 2, walk out, walk back in, buy the 2 packs and do that over and over again, a lot of people aren't going to like what I have to say. BM Slim says, we won. Rudy just FOMO in. That's right. We made it. JRAC 86 says, my 8-year-old came with me to organize play event and had to play in order for the event to fire. We won 2 prize cards, and one had the iconic Moana. We'll never be able to sell that. Dude, that is, I mean, come on. The Lorcana difference. What an experience. Thank you for sharing that, J-Rag. That is so cool. I have not got the I don't know. My oldest daughter's 7, and I just don't think she's ready for that yet. She just she likes to play with me, but we're just not there yet. So hopefully over time. Yeah, you're right. Get good with your LGS now. I would say, I mean, that's a good shout. Talk to your LGSs. Try and get Attack of the Vine at least in the works. Try and get a box secured, a case secured, a trove secured, whatever you want. Don't overextend, right? Because in an ideal world, in my opinion, Ravensburger is prepared for this. I also understand the reality that these managing the supply and demand is far ahead as these trading card games are producing and manufacturing. It's damn near impossible. So get your ducks in a row for set 13. I completely agree. Let's see here. Angry Bonicle says, I'm sure you look closely at your YouTube metrics. How closely do they correspond with Lorcana's popularity? Do you ever find it beneficial to your investment strategies to have those exclusive insights? For the most part, I mean, yes, I definitely get more views when things are up, but that's normally a lagging indicator. Things normally start to trend that way, and then the views come, versus the views come and then things start to trend that way. It's kind of a lagging metric. So I don't really make any decisions off of that, if that makes sense. Joel says, Cinderella dream come true, single-handedly brought me into Lorcana. What is your favorite Disney princess? Mine is Elsa. Frozen is when Frozen was really big and was kind of just coming out. I had my firstborn daughter at the time, and the amount of times that I have watched Frozen, I mean, is like probably over 1,000. So I love Frozen 1. I actually even like Frozen 2 even more. I just have so many core memories as a dad watching those movies with my daughter. I've got a 2-year-old daughter now who will shortly be going through that. And so I've seen them all. I don't really have any qualms with any of them, but Frozen for me as a father, you know, my daughter had all the Elsa dresses, all the wands. She's been to Frozen on Ice and Disney on Ice, all the things, you know. So Black Jesus says, this is the best time to buy Lorcana, whether singles or sealed. It's constant. Yeah, look, it's very easy to be smart right now. Everyone's smart. Right now, this stream's price is post-stream's discount. Whatever you buy now is going to go up. It's very easy to feel very, very smart right now. And so just, you know, take that with, you know, whatever you need to do. You pretty much can't be wrong, essentially, at this point. Have you ever watched Mammoth Club Disney Channel? Alan wore a Lorcana t-shirt today and did a Lorcana challenge at Disney World today. I've not, but I'm going to type it in so I have it queued up. I'm not familiar with that. I will check it out. Thank you for the shout out. 300,000 subscribers. Wow. Okay. And they did Disney Lorcana challenge. Cool. Yeah, it's in the title. That can't hurt. 300,000 subscribers. We got our own Rudies. We don't need Rudy. Wilds is going to push Fabled. That'd be wild. I could see it. Does ENO1 or EN2 on the boosters matter? Is this for first chapter presenting doctor? I mean, ENO1, I wasn't aware that the sleeve boosters had ENO2. Or I guess that would make sense because they are later dated. I think you're going to be able to get a premium for anything ENO1, but the cards inside are the exact same. So do with that what you will, apart from a few errata cards, but for the most part, they're the exact same. Inkwell, what's up, my man? Next game, a beatdown, my guy. That's right. I mean, down 25 in the second. What am I doing here? Better go live. They'll probably do reprints once the players start complaining about it. It's possible. And that's why if you're going to buy set 9 through 12 from a sealed investment perspective, you need to realize that you are in the wild, wild west. You are a cowboy. You are inhaling risk like it's Kirby. I don't think they're going to reprint it. No one knows. Subliminal says, when do we get to see all the Attack of the Vine card lists, especially the Iconics and the Enchanteds? Why do I remember seeing the card list for Wilds a month prior? It was a couple weeks from Wilds release that we truly had everything, but it's going to start soon. In the coming weeks, we'll start to see Iconics and Enchanteds and things like that. I do like that they typically lead with showing us the Iconics. Like those first couple streams, we normally get them. That's what everyone wants to see. Like, what are our Iconics list set? And so I hope they lead with that. Burn the Fed says, speaking of whispers, I pulled Simba. Beautiful. Absolutely. My buddy doesn't like that card. I just don't get the hate. Mr. Want says, heading to DLC next week. Good luck, sir. Indianapolis, Infinity. I'm a fan. Excited to see what this recent boom will do to the prize cards overall vendor experience at the events. That's something that I just really hope they flush out. Having like trade nights and making the collecting side more of an experience within these DLCs. Obviously, we're going to play, right? And that's the core focus. But there should be a lot of vendors, a lot of cards, trading, right? Like that should just be like the pinnacle. If you're a player or a collector, like Disney Lorcana Challenge should be on the bucket list. Right now, I mean, it is, but like from a collector's point of view, there's not a lot calling you. So disregard. Buzz didn't sell for 22K. They accept our low offer. Yeah, we're not at 20. We're not at 22K yet. Baymax top 8 to 100K. It's possible. We'll see. Gabriel says, I'm from Brazil, but I follow your content and love it. Wilds Unknown is launching next week. Good luck. I secured 6 boxes, each for 128. Was it worth it? Is it worth keeping some? So, I mean, I'll just give you my strategy in terms of sealed. I'm going to open product. I love the game. I'm going to open packs. Like, that's just what it is. At the same time, current Mike needs to look out for future Mike. And current Mike knows that if I can resist opening a few of my boxes, that they're probably going to appreciate in value. And I can probably sell some of those boxes for future Mike and family to enjoy the next set. And then the set after that. And it's kind of a self-fulfilling prophecy when things are going up and boxes are going up. So in your case, first of all, I would set my strategy going into it. So if I have 6 boxes, maybe I say, okay, I'm opening 3 and I'm setting 3 aside. And then when they get to this price point, I'm selling one here. When they get to this price point, I'm selling one here. And when the final one gets to this price point, I'm selling it here. That way, because I found that if I don't have set rules in place with my strategy, then that box starts to get a little too appealing. And I start looking at it and it's stared at me and I know Buzz is in there. And so eventually I give in that one moment of weakness. It's like, dude, I know Buzz is in there. I know you've got a friend of me's in there. I'm going to go get it. And then it's not. And then you open a $250 box and you're like, what are we doing? So that's my strategy. Pokey Jack to the future says, personally, I am hyped for the eventual Finding Nemo cards. Need a crush and squirt connecting iconics, man. I need some panoramic iconics in my life. Is it worth a Buzz and Merida if they won't 10? I mean, they're both probably at least Super Express tier in terms of max insured value, which is is that 600? I think it's 600. So I doubt it, to be honest. But you would have to look at PSA 9 sales. Both the cards grade very easily. So if it's on the edge, I would send it if it's close. Now, if there's a bunch of whitening or you just got a damaged one or whatever, then probably not. But if it's close, I would probably send it. Are you ready for Attack of the Vine? I am. I am very, very excited. The leaks have me fired up. Buzz is the greatest iconic they've ever printed so far, hands down. I mean, I like the card. The Mickey and the Minnie, I mean, they were the first. They'll always hold a special place in my heart. But the Buzz is no slouch. There is no doubt about it. Will Monsters Inc. pop off as much as Toy Story? It'll pop off, Mark. In my opinion, not as much as Toy Story, but it is. Mike and Sully are no slouch. That is for sure. What do you think of the Buzz Epic buyout? I think that's a little silly. I would not recommend chasing it. We'll pull it up here really quick just so everyone can see it. If you're not aware, Epic Buzz Lightyear is now has confirmed sales over $50. It does look like someone has came in and undercut it a little bit. 45 low list for a near mint copy, $47 plus tax. Beyond that, you are at $70. There are only 23 cards on the market. 881 have sold. Low sale price of $1. Who is selling an Epic Buzz Lightyear for $1? You have no patience. You have no strategy, and you are a silly goose if you're selling this card for $1. I mean, come on, ladies and gentlemen. Is it a $45 card? I mean, if you like it, you love it, got to have some more of it. This person did 30, 50. I mean, my goodness, people. Crazy times. Crazy, crazy times. Don't sell your cards for $1. Don't sell your Epic Buzzes for $1. Gabriel says the market here is different from the rest of the world. Is it worth it for me to buy boxes to try and sell them on eBay, for example? I mean, that depends on shipping and like your fees and stuff there, but it sounds like it probably would be. If you can get them at like 128, that sounds like it could be a nice little arbitrage opportunity for you. I would definitely look into that, Gabriel. Hi, FOMO. What's up, brother? I'm getting a lot of Thailand sales too. Yep, as am I. Loads from Thailand have entered the market. Okay, so it's not me. Yeah, we're all seeing it then. So yeah, Thailand. Shout out to Thailand, man. I mean, some serious collectors. I would say they are negotiating aggressively. Like I don't even have best offer on cards, and they are spamming me. Like they want the cards. They like them. They love them. They got to have some more of them. J Fam says he negates Rudy. Lorcana Google search is up and to the right now. I do not doubt it. We are booming. Hey, Mike, if you don't mind me asking, how old are you? I am 36. I was about to say 35. Turned 36 a little bit ago. I'm a middle-aged 30s man with 3 kids and 2 old. The gray hair comes from all the kids. I'm not old enough to have gray hair. If Rudy would have been as smart as he thinks he is, he would have had graded some iconics and sold them to pump his grading company. You're not lying. You are not lying. His hate for Disney Lorcana clouded his judgment. He made very bad business decisions because of it. How many Attack of the Vines case you order? I'm always a proponent of waiting. I've been buying Disney Lorcana from the start at my local game stores. So I have connections there. I have relationships. I will be able to get cases at a very affordable rate from them. But I will say that Attack of the Vine is the first set that I have considered giving the LGS an interest-free loan this early to lock something in. I'm very worried about set 13. I hope that I am wrong. Paper says, taking my Poke profits into some undervalued Lorcana booster box. Reign of Jafar is looking nice. I love Reign of Jafar. I think those old sets are just so slept on. They don't have iconics. So, that is a tier down for them from a sealed perspective when you look at the total value of the set. But Reign of Jafar, on its own merits, is a great set, especially in a pre-iconic world. Alan of Mammoth Club is a huge Lorcana player, ripping Enchanteds in the Orlando Park. Okay, very cool. So they've got Lorcana ties. Shady Crypto Wiz says, what do you want to see the iconics and Enchanteds and Attack the Vine? Tag Team Buzz and Woody, Enchanted Flying. That would be sick. So that my guess is we'll get an Enchanted of that. I think that our iconics are going to be Mike and Sully in kind of that tag team dual character vibe. And then I think one of the legendaries that leaked was a Mickey and Minnie. I could see them getting another iconic, a kind of a dual tag team iconic. But I think it'll be something like that personally. And then the Buzz and the Woody Enchanted flying on Buzz's wings to infinity. I mean, come on. That card would be so sick. They really make you feel the storybook magic vibes with these Lorcana chase cards. They do. They absolutely do. Sour, another super chat. Thank you very much, sir. $5. I greatly appreciate that. Any thoughts on the Hades iconic lagging behind the others? I think 900 is too low on rarity alone, despite not being everyone's favorite. So I agree that there's a value play there, but you need to understand that Hades is always going to lag every other iconic. Hades got down to $300 at one point. The demand was so low. So that card has always been kind of the redheaded stepchild of the rarity tier. It's going to continue to be that, in my opinion. Does that mean that 900's a good price for it? And like there's value there? I think so, but it's never going to be, like Buzz, Minnie, Mickey, etc. I'm not telling you anything you don't know there, but a sub $100 iconic feels good of any character, to your point. Wemby pumping his already sky-high grails. Wemby is a tall man. Oh, 2 minutes ago price is today's discount or whatever is current now's discount. Already gone. Another Attack of the Vine question. What's your guess for iconics? I just answered that. On the Mammoth Club Lorcana hype, Alan is a true fan and player. I do suggest after you watch, comment, and could be an avenue to start getting into Disney parks fans. Interview him. Gotcha. Okay. Thank you for the heads up. Woody promo might tank and then a PSA 10 will at the market. Yeah. I mean, look, that card's going to do great. Is 320 too rich for my blood right now? Yes. But when the PSA 10 in this market, I mean, we've got Merida selling for 12K every day. What's a Woody, Well, I mean, obviously there's a lot of difference there in terms of population and things like that. The set champs is readily available, but you get the point. Do you think it would be good / viable for RB to bring back gift sets? I know we get gift boxes and collection starter sets, sometime after set release, but it feels like on release product, part 1 of 2. Line has been getting smaller. I think if they did 5 to 6 packs of a set with some rainbow foil promos, alternate border, like the ones we had in Quest. Okay, yeah, for 40ish would be nice. Any thoughts? I think that would be fine. The gift boxes, the only problem I had with those is the packaging. They were so bulky and like they just felt weird. I do like the gift box like size more and just like I like that experience of that product, but I think having more products on release is fine, more promos, I'm all for it. Giving people different ways to enjoy the set. I mean, look, Pokemon has how many different Pokeballs, gift boxes, lunch boxes, tins, this promo with at least 5 packs, list promo with at least 5 packs. Like, I mean, every set that comes out in Pokemon has like 20 different SKUs, it feels like. So I think they're probably onto something there. I posted my Merida in the pre-getting chat on Discord. Can I get your thoughts? Let's see here. Let me pull this up. Pre-grading discussion. All right, let's find this. Uh-oh. If it's buried, I may not have time. I don't want to have people... I don't want to keep people waiting. I don't see it. But the chat... The Discord do be popping. So I will take a look after the stream and try and find it. I don't want to keep everyone waiting, but I just haven't. I don't see it. I may have scrolled past it. I apologize, but I will take a look. I missed the info on Rudy buying Lorcana. Can someone summarize for me? I don't know if anyone did yet, but the long and the short of it is he bought a pallet of Disney Lorcana and has completely changed his tune. He's seeing the cards come through his grading company. He thinks they look fantastic. He's glad that it's bounced back. He's thinking about carrying it, and he has bought at least 1 pallet. That's what he knows. That's what we know so far. PSA, please submit again. That is right. I have got 3 cards here that are going to PSA again. A PSA 9 Dragonfire DLC promo. A PSA 9 Circle of Life. Give me a break. That card is so good. And another great card, Steamboat Pilot. All these cards got 9s. I believe them to be 10s. They will be venturing back to PSA with this little guy that is not mine. Still torture every time I see it. Grading it for a friend. Thanks for the feedback. I'll think in kind, and it'll probably be said. Yeah, I agree. Check it out. It's worth a shot. Jungle Rambo First Blood Buzz ain't holding the Keys jock strap. Preach. But you're pumping your own bags there, fam. My highest sales have come from, all over the place. I had a sale in China today. They canceled after they bought the card. It was a PSA 10, You're Welcome, I think, from Shimmery Skies. They canceled, but I had already purchased the label. I got a refund for it, but it was going to mainland China. That was wild. But yeah, worldwide boom for sure. I bought 10 of them for $8. I think that's the Buzz Epic. Yeah, I mean, who's selling those for $1? Wild's pre-release promo prices have been strong. The Ariel was selling for $40 earlier. Way too strong for my liking, Joel. I love to mass accumulate promos. You jerks prevented me from doing that. What do you think will happen for the demo Lorcana cards? Are Disney famous now that the market is on fire? I think there'll be a market for them. I personally am not an enjoyer of those. The Pokemon scandal in early 2025 with the test print, the beta, the alpha, all the stuff that came out about those, it all got ran through CGC and ended up all being fake and brand new printed cards. Like the stuff that comes out like that, like for example, Disney famous or the demo cards, like those were supposed to be destroyed, right? That was the official message from Disney Lorcana. After the events, these are to be destroyed. Disney famous were test products. They were never supposed to make it to the market. The people who connect with the Ravensburger employees and get these, they then control the market in its entirety. That, to me, makes every single card that is sold just lose its credibility due to the fact that it is benefiting this one person or a couple of people who were able to buy these cards from the Ravensburger employee. after the Pokemon stuff with all these cards coming out, and this was like from Akabane, one of the creators of Pokemon, was like printing vintage cards, like illustrators, cards that came out in 1997 on current day printers. And he was printing them and then selling them in the private market, and CGC was grading them. They all ended up being fake. Disney famous demo stuff like that is just a level of risk I'm not willing to take. A lot of people are. Look, the provenance is sick. I just would never trust it if I had it. But the idea of it is cool, and if you like it, fair play. Be safe. I just pulled Epic Buzz yesterday from my box. Dominic, do you want to sell it to me for $1? I'd be getting slightly different offers from Thailand. Not gonna lie, yeah, they hammer me. I don't even have best offer on, but they are getting after it. What do you think about Elsa Epic Fabled? Time to buy or wait? I love that card. It's one of the cards that, it got stowed away for me as soon as I pulled it every single time. It's at $28. I mean, look, we've never seen epics like truly break out, but $30 for this card seems fine to me. It sounded a lot better at 10, back in March. We're in a different world. I see no reason why this card can't be a more than $30 card. 254 sales in the last 3 months, only 89 on the market. 468 in the last 6 months have been sold. So there's a lot of demand for it. Elsa Snow Queen holds a special place in my heart. One of my favorite arts of all time. And I'm a fan. Subliminal says, why are you worried about Attack of the Vine? Just pure supply and demand. Ravensburger is a 2-year-old trading card game company. It's a century-old company, 2 years old of trading card game experience. Pokemon can't even get the supply and demand right. Pokemon owns the printers at which Lorcana prints their cards. If Pokemon can't get it right, I think boxes could get out of control very, very fast. Ravensburger has always focused on the players. I believe that is the right way to go about a trading card game. Now, you need to cater to both, and they're doing that right now. My whole worry is that playable cards are not going to be plentiful, and that's going to cause a lot of just conflict in the market. A lot of people from the playing side of the game will leave if that is the case, and I just don't want that. I knew the bubble would pop eventually. What, the bubble of despair? It has popped. We're on a rocket ship to the moon. I bought 15 iconics from Fabled to Winterspell for $25K USD before the boom. They're all at PSA right now. Total value if they 10 is $145,000 USD based on last sales. That is insanity. What a play. Congrats, my man. Great work. Pre-sales are dangerous, people. Make sure it's a seller you trust. Absolutely. Good shout. I knew it from the first chapter. Oh, the bubble would pop. Gotcha. Okay. So I think you're saying the bubble of negativity here. Tyworth says, I bought 10 cases of Vine pre-order. Could pay off those interest-free loans I hand out. You're giving out some loans. We're basically the same age. I turned 33 myself. I think regardless of how good Attack of the Vine is. Yep. Thoughts on Zootopia having the only movie symbol on the card so far will hold a premium for a promo card. So this is one shame that I always have to be very transparent on. I am always, if I own a modest amount of the cards, I'm not going to, I don't want to come over the top and say like, I own this card every single time I talk about it, because I own a lot of cards, and that just feels like I'm trying to showboat. With this particular card, the Zootopia holding it all together, I can't say this for certain, but I would guess that I am the largest holder of those cards in the world, would be my guess. I don't know that to be true. I'm at least top 5%. I have a lot of them. I think they are going to do very well. I am pumping my own bags when I tell you that, because I have a lot of faith in the card. So to answer your question, it's going to hold a premium. It's the highest grossing opening movie of all time. It's got a ton of fans. It's a fantastic IP. It's a modern Disney IP that's probably going to continue to grow. Zootopia 2 was an absolute hit. It's a movie release promo that has very limited availability. Like it doesn't have limited availability in today's, market, but after 5 years of growth, it's very limited. And so that is my framework. I own a lot of them. Do with that what you will. I got into Lorcana with my daughter as her brother collects Pokemon and she wanted something to collect. We started when Shimmering Skies launched. That's a great, I love Shimmering Skies. That's a great set and I love it. My daughter also got me into Disney Lorcana. And I'm very grateful for that. Prismatic reprinted and it's still booming. I mean, only thing that dropped in big amounts was the ETB. Couldn't see Lorcana reprints doing too much to the market. I agree with you in the current market. There is a historical, people have PTSD with Lorcana and reprints because when Ravensburger has been given kind of the permission from the community to reprint things like the first chapter, increasing print runs for set 2, set 3, they overdid it. They overdid it drastically. And so people are scared of that. I agree. The market is very big now. Could they even print out of the boom? You know, that's a reasonable question. They've done it before. Is hitting an iconic something that I should avoid chasing? Yes. Not going to lie. I want to hit at least one from a pack. Don't care which one it is. So look, I've opened a lot of iconic packs or potential packs. I pulled one. I pulled the Ariel from Whispers Whispers in the Well. It was an exhilarating experience. I pulled an Enchanted out of that box as well. It was the last pack in the box. I pulled the Ariel. That is the only one that I pulled. I've opened many cases. And that one was from, I was playing in a tournament. I needed more Whispers in the Well cards for my deck. And so I stopped at the LGS on the way home the day before the tournament. I got one box, had an Enchanted Webby and an Ariel Iconic. Didn't even buy a case. What are the odds? Maybe a hot take, but I want a Ballroom Sensation reprint as an iconic. Look, I'm a Ballroom Sensation stan, burn the Fed. I doubt that we're going to get like something that already has an Enchanted, get an iconic. I agree if there was a card that was going to make sense, you and I aren't going to complain about that. Started grabbing cases when booster boxes were getting closer to MSRP and cases were still around 400. Glad I did. Attack of Vine might be rough. I agree. Those are great price points. We're basically in the same age. Wait, did I already do that? Yeah, I feel like I already read that. I don't know. I'm losing my mind here. The Buzz Iconic is selling for more than Fabled Mickey or Mini Iconic. That is true. It's also very new. So we've got to continue to see what happens. There's a lot of hype on it right now, right? And so just be wary of that. But you're right. Right now, Buzz is on a rocket ship by himself. What LGS do you buy from in CO? I am in Missouri, and so I typically buy in Missouri. I don't know if I've ever bought from LGS in Colorado. I got a BGS 10 Mickey and Me Iconic for $40K if y'all want it. That's a great pair, Philip. I'm not sure how much the BGS 10s are gonna hold a premium, but the black labels. I mean, the BGS 10s in theory definitely should. Who the hell is Rudy? A clown. That's who he is. Picked up Ohana Meets Family for my daughter a week ago for $289. That card today jumped. Didn't expect it. Look, anything post Fabled is gonna jump. It may have not jumped yet, but especially a card like Ohana Meets Family. I mean, that is a great card. Just on its merits, from a pure aesthetic point of view, it's a great card. And I'm not surprised at all that someone went through and bought them all out. I mean, it's a great card. Winter Spell got way too much hate. This is the question of the year. Everyone wants to know that. Win Kingdom Hearts. That's a good name. Good name, surname, his house. I think Lorcana is better off if Rudy stays away from it. I agree. I have no desire for Rudy to be in Disney Lorcana. It's just a fun victory lap more than anything else. Circle of Life is goated. I agree. Card's sick. Kingdom Hearts 4 coming relatively soon, and the recent surprise trailer maybe sooner than we think. I don't know. If anyone in the chat knows the IP and licensing rights for Kingdom Hearts and who owns it and all that, let me know, because I'm not well versed And I don't even know if it's a possibility, right? I know that since inception, in the first chapter, people were calling for Kingdom of the Hearts or Kingdom of Hearts. I think that why am I saying Kingdom Hearts? I don't know. I think that would probably be, other than Toy Story, that would probably be the biggest draw just that I get from the community. I mean, that is one that really, as I think about it, like in terms of what's been requested, that's top of the list for sure. I think RB should do something similar to Pokemon ETBs to say Ultimate Trove, including say a playmat, deck box, card sleeves, 8 or 10 booster packs, dice, more importantly, yes. Give me an Troves should have a promo. Troves not having a promo is silly. Very silly. We got the Wilds Unknown pre-release promos. That was a step in the right direction. We do need we need promos. Nick's cut it to 15. Might need to turn back in. Dantastic. Thank you, sir. I appreciate you. Welcome to the membership. I'm putting out a lot of members videos right now. So hopefully you'll get your money's worth. I've heard really good things. Also, everything for Kingdom Hearts. Sora Iconic would get my whole 401k and Roth IRA. Also, I'll be making a Reddit post tonight about PSA and upcharges people need to know. It's a good shout out. The upcharges are insane. I hope we get Kingdom Hearts. I know a lot of you guys will be excited. Thoughts on Attack the Vine? I think it's going to be really good. I think we need to see more. Overall, I am peak excited for it. I truly am 10 out of 10 excited for Attack of the Vine. We need more alternate art promo cards. Yes, we do. Agreed. You are hitting you're pulling at my heartstrings here. You're stealing my thoughts. Stockholm, what's up, man? Do you think it's possible mid-tier DLC Season 1 promos will match iconic prices? Right now, DLC promos are suffering from a lack of knowledge. I think that you will see a bump in prize card pricing as DLC Season 3 starts to come to life. I cannot confirm this. I can only say speculation is that we might be getting like closer. In NA this year, we had 3 DLCs. We might be in a range closer to like 5 this year, and also with bigger caps. So possibly rather than being like a 2K cap and only having 3 events for a total of 6,000 players in playing in NA this year, we're looking at more like, 4,000 caps and maybe 5 events. So bumping that number up to like 20,000. You get something like that in a boom that's happening right now with the modern sets, with Iconics, Enchanteds, everything like that. More people are going to start to learn about prize cards. Prize cards are so you have to be deeper into the cardboard kingdom to really learn about those and find those. And it just takes a little bit longer. And so I think that's why we haven't seen those maybe pace as much as the Iconics. But yeah, like a Rapunzel gifted with healing. Like, come on. That card, too good. All of them are. Let it go. Like, yes, those cards are undervalued. Do you think this year we'll get our first tag team promo D20? Ooh, that's possible. That'd be cool. I can see that. That would make sense. It would line up with D23 and Attack of the Line. That'd be sick. I was so lucky to pull Steamboat Pilot from my Fabled Trove on pre-release day. Then it tanked at sub 100. It's crazy now. Virtually a 3K PSA 10. Yep. They were available for $70. How disgusting is that? What a good card for $70. Who's lining up the Toy Story promo on release day of Toy Story 5? I am. Me and the fam are going. My kids are going. My 2 older kids. My youngest will go to daycare that day. But my 2 oldest, I'm gonna keep them home from summer school, and we're gonna go. So I'm excited. I cannot wait. I'm also excited to just kind of watch people get it and see what their thoughts are. Look, I do wish it was a little bit more like. I wish it had the film reel. I wish it was a glimmer foil. Like, just silly. When do you think the sealed of pre-fabled will start seeing gains? I have like sets 1 through 7 booster box kits. I think now, Joel, honestly, I really do think now. I think we're going to start seeing that. 100 more people watching and not hitting the like. This is selling at this one. I appreciate you, fam. My number one hype man. Selling epics at $1 energy. That's hilarious. Do you think it's possible? Wait, already did that, right? In my mind, Rapunzel. Yeah. So we talked about that. You own damn near every car. I mean, yeah, and I don't say that as like I'm not trying to brag or anything, but look, there's video on this channel that are years old. I've been buying Disney Lorcana aggressively for years. You have a lot of cards after that. So I'm not the only one. I'm not special in that sense. I like to be transparent, but I also don't want to come off as I'm trying to hit you in the face with my collection. I like to be transparent. So if I'm going to sit here and pump the Zootopia card, you need to know that I have a lot of it, right? Like I have to be like that. Ravensburger needs to invest in website pre-ordering ASAP like Ripbound does and Riot Games. Let real players sign up and get product updates, have a fair shot at pre-orders. I would love that. They have released a product on Ravensburger.com. Very limited, but I think something like that would be very good. And look, for them, LGS being the primary route that you get product in the beginning, supports the LGSs, maintains that relationship. I love that aspect. Disney Lorcana or Ravensburger going direct to consumer, I think makes a lot of sense as well, especially for them as a company. Like LGSs don't need to get all the margin. Distro doesn't need to get all the margin. You can keep some of that yourself. So how expensive will Worlds promos be out of the gate this year? So I think the Worlds promos are not as cool as last year's. The selection is not as good. They're going to be expensive, but they're not going to be like last year, in my opinion. I mean, a whole new world. Worlds promos last year, like you kind of like if you made it to Worlds, which is a major if and a massive accomplishment, like when you walked into the room and got your promos, you made like 30 to 40 grand. And there were people there with cash, duffel bags of money ready to give you that 30 or 40 grand. I don't know if that will be the case this year, but we're in a boom. Who knows? My wife is watching with me. Can you tell her my cost basis is 100? Yes, fam. I gave fam everything that he owns. It's free. I'll say this for everyone. If you stick with the Lorcana long term, everyone in here will pull at least one iconic card eventually. Let it choose you. Don't overspend chasing it. Yeah, that's a great call. That's a great call. Don't chase it. Are you on Collector to view your collection? I am not. I'm not. B Hart, what's up, my man? I hope you are doing well tonight. Eric, what other massive TCG has a modern set that is almost double the amount of the first base set? Seems like only Lorcana. Yeah, I mean, this is a testament to Ravensburger's ability to adapt. They redesigned the enchanters, they added in rarity tiers, and they made a superior product. And that is why we are in this boom that we are in today. Our sleeve booster packs of Wilds we're picking up. Yeah, I mean, I think no matter what, whether you're ripping it or you're keeping it sealed, I love the idea of sleeve booster packs from a sealed point of view. I've got a wall with like pegs on it where I keep mine. And I think it's a great hold. You know, like Target has a limit of 2 now. If you're like in Target, buy 2, keep 1 sealed, rip 1, right? Like something like that. But anytime you can get a Wilds pack, in the wild, Wilds in the wild for MSRP, I'm a fan. And the sleeve booster packs, like something about Lorcana and knowing how hard the hit rates are and knowing that if you open a case, you may not get nothing. Something about that does something to the mental where like you just want to go to like the more riskier stuff to chase things like sleeve booster packs. Like maybe this one pack is going to have the buzz, or maybe this one trove, or this one pre-release, or this one gift set, portfolio, collector starter set, whatever. Like when I'm going to rip something and it's not like a set release, like I find myself gravitating towards that stuff rather than a case or a box. Sure, there's a lot of people watching on a Wednesday for a dead game. What do we got? 135. Thank you. That is crazy. 135 of you degenerates. I appreciate that. The first Black Label Buzz was graded this week. Any guesses on where that sale can go? I'm thinking 6 figures is extremely possible. I know there's one buyer that's offering 40. The sky is the limit. Black Label buyers are a very unique breed, and It would not surprise me if it got that. I don't think it's worth that. It would not surprise me if it got it. I also don't collect black labels. So there's that. I'm too poor for that. B Hart says, I could see Winterspell having one of the highest enchanted EVs long term. I agree with that. Winterspell, I mean, how silly was the FUD that like Winterspell came out like slightly at the like tail end of winter rather than like at the beginning? Like, I get the sentiment, right? But also at the same stage, like, what are we doing? What are we doing? I've been buying Fabled collection boxes. I can get it under MSRP in Mexico. I pulled 2 minis. Wow. Just printing down there in Mexico. Fabled collection starter sets under MSRP, and you've pulled 3 iconics. Can I buy some? You want to ship some up north here? I'll take Meet the Robinsons over Kingdom Hearts any day. I think you're in a minority on that, Joel. Winterspell's art direction for the Enchantress, from my understanding, is why it got hate. I mean, look, everything is hated until it's not, right? Like, Legendary Collection was hated until it's not. Like, I'm going to pull up some auctions I've been watching, not as a buyer. I've got some cards in this auction. I'm going to have a video coming out about this, so it's kind of irrelevant. I have some auctions on Fanatics Collect through a consignment I did. Like, this is a card I have an auction this week. CGC Pristine 10 Tinkerbell. I have a CGC Pristine 10, putting it all together. And I've got quite a few other. I've actually got a bunch of Pokemon on here as well. But the reason this is relevant to the conversation, I promise. Legendary Collection was not liked at all. It was a reprint set. It was hated by the community when it was released. Now, we're talking a long time ago, but just to put it into perspective, no one liked Winterspell. No one liked Legendary Collection. Someone is willing to pay $280,000 for a reverse foil Gengar PSA 10. No one liked this card when it came out. You can learn to like anything. The human psychology is very interesting. People didn't like Winterspell's art direction in the beginning. That will change. It already has changed. That narrative is gone. Just check. Disney owns IP to Kingdom Hearts. Very good. Okay. Very cool. Man, that'd be awesome. I hope we get it. I hope we get it. So many of you guys are excited for that. Alien over, you got a friend of me. Cheers. Agreed. Almost Kings podcast. Alien greater than you got a friend in me. 100%. It's over. Lorcana's going to 0. We had a good run. Ladies and gentlemen. There we go. And all characters. Great. Final say on Kingdom Hearts. They control. Okay. Yeah, I mean, Lorcana needs approval. Yep. Very good. Yeah, and that is, I mean, look, Ravensburger, from a licensing perspective, every set's an uphill battle. They have to get every single card design approved by Disney at every step. So if you want to change out like the color of a cape from this cape to that cape, or holding this to that, or we're changing the color of this to that, it goes through Disney. That's a lot of work. I sold a Circle of Life on eBay 2 days ago for $9.89. Buy it now. Blew my mind. I mean, that sounds cheap. I don't know. What's the cheapest Circle of Life? That sounds like a discount. I mean, they're selling for $3,500 PSA 10, or at least best offer. Okay. No, you're good. Yeah. Hey, they sold for even cheaper today. $600. All right. I overinflated that. That's a great sale. Yeah, you really did hit it high there. But, I mean, an amazing card. Just truly a gem. Man, look at the print lines on that one. Shee! Regardless. I mean, what a family photo. Put that on the trophy card from the trophy card question earlier. Come on. That just brings my dad, 90s kid heart joy. Hyperia City thoughts. I'm excited, but we've got to get through set 13 first. I can't be excited for 14 yet. I'm excited, but tempered. My understanding is that, yep, we got that. Okay. Yeah, so this is an interesting one. I agree. I had a talk. There's a pinned video on my channel. If you go to my YouTube channel, there's a pinned video where I talked to Charlie Herlocker, who is part of the team that bought MetaZoo after it went bankrupt and redesigned it and that's relevant because he is, or relaunched it, right? Brought it back to market and redesigned it. But he's got experience with like printing and manufacturing and like a lot of the stuff that Lorcana, deals with when dealing with Millennium Print Group. And at the end of the day, the way he framed it is you only have X amount of allotted time at the printer, especially in today's world where every single game is like selling through the roof. And so printers are at capacity. And as a business, you can either make sure you have enough Attack of the Vine or Hyperia City or Wilds Unknown or whatever that is, you're making margins on that. You actually sell that product, or you can use that time at the printer to print promotional packs that give you zero return. Now, I would argue the return comes later, right? You get more entrenched player base, more people buying cards, more people out to the LGS. But it does, that idea of like, if I print this product, I won't be able to maybe print enough of set 13. In my opinion, I would rather there just be enough set 13. Hopefully, once Pokemon gets us 1 million square foot printing facility up and Millennium Print Group has more capacity, I think at that point, I'm all for organized play packs. I think they do great for the game. Let it go at 1100 is criminal. I agree. DLC promos are slept on in this boom thus far. Meet the Robinsons gold. That would be a great ad. All right, we are an alien chat. Come on. Alien greater than. ChatGPT says 60-40 chance in its opinion being better than Attack the Vine because vibrant art. Curious your thought. Though I'm aware we know very little and it's a guess. Was this back to Hyperia? Yeah, Hyperia. Okay. It's just I'm excited for it. I think if it's a bunch of like really vibrant colors, I'm all for it. It's definitely got the possibility. We don't even know what Attack the Vine is yet, let alone Hyperia City. So we just need more thoughts, but it definitely could be, right? But I do believe Attack the Vine is going to be very strong from what we know. PSA is taking their time grading everything. Those jerks. I hope you get a PSA 10 on your Circle of Life. I bought a case of Winter Spell for $6.50 a few days ago. That set is slept on. Agreed. Disney owns 51% of Kingdom Hearts and Square Enix owns 49%. So Disney has final say. Okay. Let's get it. Kingdom Hearts. Bring it on. Wow, just look at the D100 promos at a PSA 10. Insane. I bought the entire PSA 10 set for $460. Yeah. The Elsa sold for $400 today. I think the Maui's at like $600 now. Those are booming. It says Disney Lorcana on it, so it's probably up quite a bit at this point. Definitely need that Toy Story promo. Agreed. What are your thoughts on the D23 collection box with the promos in the Floodworm box? So that's a D100 box, which is different. Let's see here. Can I? Yeah, I'm not going to mess with it. I was going to go grab a couple of each to show the difference because I know there's a lot of new people, but I'm not going to mess with it. The D100, that is the D100 collector's box. I love it. It's got 6 of the promos that we just talked about, where some of the cards are selling for $500, $600, $400, and a PSA 10. Let's actually just pull it up here. We have a computer and can share our screen. Let's pull up the D100 collector's Well, here, we'll show the cards first. These are the cards that come in that box set. Mickey is now at 77, market price of 30. Elsa's at 25. Let's flow through the near mint just to make sure we don't have damaged low lists in here. Okay, that jumped significantly. 45 for Elsa, 34 for Stitch. Maui lagging there. Genie and Maleficent, all very affordable. But these are the cards that come in the D100 collector's box set. Can we get that to pull by chance? There it is. D100. Let's get near mint off of here. $200. Wow. Sheesh. I mean, I like it. I've got to widen my my searches these days. Like I would have told you this box is probably 100. Like I just don't know. Low sale of 52. I've got quite a few of these. A lot of sales today. I like the box a lot. Hopefully you bought some of these in the $100 range before they went to 200. More will be coming to the market in terms of sellers. Obviously, they're not still producing it, but as just a core thesis, these products speak to my heart. You're getting packs from a set, and you're also getting 6 unique promos. I like it. I love it. I got to have some more of it. I've been buying them for a very, very long time. Love the product. So that's the D100. Next up, we've got just started collecting Lorcana today. Welcome. That's great. Pulled the Elsa Ice Artisan and the Cinderella Dream Come True. I'm hooked now. Wow. They hooked it up. See this? All right. I'm glad that you joined the stream today. You need to know that is the best experience you're going to have pulling cards. Okay. And I don't say that to rain on your parade. I'm very happy for you. It is an exhilarating experience. You need to know, and it is my job to let you know, that buying the singles in Disney Lorcana is always your best bet. That's not to say that you can't rip and have fun. I opened plenty of packs. You did very well. Okay. So just enjoy that. Welcome to the hobby. I hope you have an amazing time. Disney Lorcana is a tremendous trading card game. I believe I have 150 Moana movie. I've got a lot of those too. It's not going to do near as well as Zootopia 2. Not do 20. Yeah. Oh, you got it. I'm over here teaching you. You're like, yeah, I already know, bro. Oh, I guess I figured it was Enchanted's. Yeah. Okay. All right. Make me second guess myself. Great work. Great work. Thoughts on Japanese cards? I think that this is an interesting spot where Lorcana, I have a track record in Pokemon. So Pokemon, I think most English collectors outside of like English set cards in Pokemon do great. But in terms of like really cool promos and things like that, all the best ones are in Japanese, right? You think about like Poncho Pikachu's, Vending, Masaki, any good Japanese Pokemon promo comes in the Japanese language and is released in Japan. It is a Japan first IP, born and created, raised in Japan. It has a preference to the Japanese market. That is the core audience that it started with. Okay. So in the Japanese, the way the structure works, Pokemon Company in Japan tells the Pokemon Company International what to do. And they tell them, hey, give, United States a Snorlax promo. We're making Poncho promos. Okay. So not literally, but like just an idea. In Lorcana, it is an English first speaking, English first company. Like, I mean, Robsburg technically has a German heritage, but you guys get it. And so, like, I don't see Japanese holding a massive premium over any sort of American card or not American, English-speaking card. With that being said, they are great, and especially for, like, playing the game, if cards ever get too expensive, all language variants are legal in the game. And so if you need some cheaper cards, like, I've opened a lot of Japanese booster boxes. I like them. Set 7 and Set 8 for the Japanese product, Arcasia's Island and Rain of Jafar I don't even know if they got Rain of Jafar. You'll have to look. If Set 8 exists, let me backtrack. Set 7, Arcasia's Island, the Japanese booster box, has a box topper in it that has the chance to pull the Japanese iconic Mickey and Minnie. Love that. So that's kind of, Japanese cards are not as good as they are maybe in Pokemon. They're fine. I think English is going to be dominant just in the greater world market, because it is an English first trading card game. English first IP, Disney, English first. You got it, right? Yeah, that's sick. Been cultivating relationships with top pros in my area. It's the absolute best way to, absolutely. I have had a lot of success doing that as well, Frankie. That is a great tip. I pulled the Merida Iconic from a Target pack. Great work. I'm jealous. I am jealous. Yeah, congrats, Sandwich. That is so sick, man. Welcome to the hobby. Y'all caught Mike in a good mood because Mahomes just got paid. Nah, I mean, we're using that new stadium money to pay him. I'm mad at the Chiefs right now. I'm happy Mahomes got his money. Thank you for the $199. Did I read this twice? Okay. Hey, just for the record, thank you very much for the donation, Micro. You don't have to do that. I'll get to your question. I greatly appreciate it, but I'll get there. Because I'm not that good at this. So I'm just like going down the list. So like I'm not getting any sort of alert if someone pays. You can't really pay to win on me because I'm not good enough at this. But I'll try and get better if I continue to do this. If VCs buy up cases and chases starting with set 13, do we call it quits and find a new hobby? I mean, let's not doom cast problems that don't exist. We'll see what happens. No need to worry about that right now. When the Winter Spell Enchanteds were revealed, I wasn't a fan. Then I pulled 2 at pre-release. Yeah, exactly. See, that's the thing. Everyone's a hater outside the club, but once they get in, they're like, damn, these are sick, right? Like that's kind of how it works. I'm hoping for cars. We'll absolutely get cars. There's no doubt about it. Is the game? All right, great. Now the basketball game's like tied. And I'm here streaming. I'm a streamer. Let's see here. I pulled the Winter Spell Eeyore Enchanted. Why is it so expensive now? Because it's great. It's a fantastic card. I think it's sold. It has 2 sales in a PSA 10 of 3,400 and 3,500. So you've got a grail on your hands, right? You know, so take that for what you will. If it's clean, I would get it graded personally. It is important to grade. Is important to grade the cards. Honestly, don't trust in shipping local. I'm from Mexico. There's a secure way to grade in PSA. I am not an expert in shipping from Mexico. I mean, like I trust PSA to grade my cards, and I trust like their side of things. If you have like shipping issues in country, that will limit your ability to get the cards there safely. That is something you have to figure out. I can't be much help there. One thing I would say is in your local market, if there is ever any sort of convention of like a Collecticon, a card show, maybe a Comic-Con, anything like that, a lot of times PSA vendors will go to those and you can actually drop off the cards physically and they'll walk through the grading forms and help you with all of that. If I were you, that would probably be an outlet that I would be looking for to try and get cards to PSA. You definitely don't have to grade, by the way, either. I personally like to do it from the safety aspect, the preservation, and then also if like something were to happen to me, there's a nice label at the top of it for my wife to see what all this crazy cardboard is, right? And she's not going to get ripped off because she could do a Google search. Pooh and Friends Tax is correct. The second biggest IP in Disney Lorcana is the Muppet. I'm not sure. Iconic Peggy would go crazy. Which characters would you like an iconic of? I talked, like Buzz or Woody for sure. I would love a Mufasa, a Simba. I would love an Aladdin, like an Aladdin Jasmine iconic would be sick. Really what I want right now for iconics is at least one more iteration, or I hope they just continue to weave it in, of that panoramic style of Mickey and Minnie. Those 2 cards next to each other are really, really special. And just what a way to start the iconic rarity. So I just hope we get more of that. I don't think we're going to get it in set 13. They obviously haven't done it since. It may be a one-time thing, but I hope we get some more panoramic extended art style. But give me a Mufasa iconic. Good night. Will pre-release kits be the best hold boxes due to short printed and loaded? The loaded aspect I don't think will play a part at all. The fact that they are relatively short printed in addition with they have a promo in them, I think you're on the right track, and I agree with you. It means no worries. Goated and very rare. Yes, I sold this card today. I paper handed it $2,500 for a PSA 10. It was a good sale, but it's very hard to grade, and I was sad to get the order, but also I'm crying in profits. So I think the Muppets are the most likely live action franchise due to being the puppets being puppets. Yeah. Cool. Could be cool, especially if they did Muppet Christmas Carol cards, Treasure Island card that interacted with mate. Yeah, that'd be cool. Mike, see the Coco art. I hope they make it black light theme. Okay. We're cooking. Could they technically do Star Wars and Marvel cards? I mean, in theory, they could. Obviously, Star Wars has its own trading card game right now. Marvel is the Marvel IPs everywhere. It's licensed everywhere. In theory, they could. I don't think it makes sense right now, but the answer to your question is yes. I think it's a long time away. Jacob, what's up, brother? Mike, let's talk about how much more Disney resonates with average people. Pokemon's been around for 30 years. Disney's been around for 100. Look, man, been yelling that in the camera for 2 years, 3 years. So that's, yeah, you're right. I'm losing people. Yo, Mike's feeling hella famous. 150 peeps in here. Love you, buddy. I'm down to 121. My screen showing, so people are over me. Which is fine. How long have I been live? Like an hour? I would be over me too. There's no, have I been live for 2 hours? There's no way, right? Jesus Christ. Dude, what? I don't know how these live streamers do it. Wow. Nick's cut it to 4, and I'm like way behind. All right, I need to bear with me here. I've got to end this soon. I'm like losing my voice. I would have said that I've been live for like 45 minutes, and it's been 2 hours. So we're booming. People are willing to listen to me talk for hours and hours on end. We are tied. 30 seconds left. All right. I'm not going to share my screen because I don't want to get banned, but I'm going to lock in a little bit here. Nick's got it to 4. Hope the Buzz movie promo isn't like $100 on release. It won't be because it's going to be released at the movie theaters. It's going to be released at the LGS. It's not a glimmer foil. It's not a movie reel promo. It's not going to be 100. It's going to be popular. It is an exclusive art. It's a different art than the set card, but it's not going to be 100 initially, I hope. So PSA 10 Mickey 13 and 14K. Last BGS 10 sold was April 1st. 8K was the value of a BGS 10. I think we got to see some go to auction. We, in those beginning days of when we were getting the PSA 10 and BGS 10s back, there really wasn't a premium at all. And so we just got to see what the market decides. We need something to go to auction. Can't believe the Spurs blew that lead. Dang, just got here. Missed the party. What's up, Martin? Hope you're doing well, brother. Pulled the alien the other day. Micro, congrats. Opened Fabled Trove and pulled the power line in Shades today. You're still opening Fabled Troves? You are crazy. Crazy, humble. Congrats on the power line pull. That's sick. Great work. What is your thought between Top Prize and Iconic? What's your pick? They're my top 2 picks. I like them both. I think they both have amazing value. I will collect as much as I can of both tier to answer your question. Joey, here we go. Disney magic flowing through our veins. Do you foresee PSA using pop control on the Lorcana moving forward? Absolutely. Just like what happened with vintage Pokemon, the same cards that are getting 6s now are getting 10s 10 years ago. As cards get more valuable, they get harder to grade. We've seen that time and time again. Your PSA 10s are going to continue to hold a premium. When Disneyland open in Abu Dhabi and Lorcana come here with exclusive promo, thank you. That would be great. That's exciting. My sister and her fiance pulled Ariel, Colors of the Wind, and double chances from 1 case of Fabled. All right, Allison. I got to rub it in. I had many cases of Fabled that didn't have anything. Congrats. For grading, do you think now with the backlog, CGC and tag, Lorcana graded cards will have a good value? Absolutely. This is going to push all cards encased in plastic up. Wow, the Knicks. Well, we got 7 seconds left. Get rid of the ball, Alvarado. What did they call? They called a foul. What are they shooting free throws? What do we got here? Did he go backcourt? All right, let me keep going while they. There's no way. Did he go backcourt? I mean, I can't hear anything, so I don't know what's going on. Dude, Joey, $20. Come on, man. A mere token of gratitude for enlightening all of us and lifting the prismatic FOMO blinders from all of our eyes. I appreciate that, man. You did not have to do that. Thank you very much. You are far too kind, sir. Happy to have you guys here. Absolutely. The Clarnet Chew Prizzy boys, we're here now. Next set, are y'all moving different or sticking to the same plan? For me, I'm buying 4 Iconics before they blow up. Yeah, I think that plan has proven to be successful. More people are going to be hip to that. In a world where everyone optimizes for that and starts doing it, we could see them get too high too fast and then pull back, and that might present an opportunity. I think we're going to have to play it by ear. When cards comes out, I feel kind of obliged to collect all of them. When I was younger, I got out of my Cars bed with my Cars plush, had Cars toys, and was in my Cars share. Yeah, so I was a little bit older. I think I was probably like a teenager, like-ish, whenever Cars came out. So it wasn't something that I was like super connected to, but my kids love it. My son loves Cars. So I'm excited for it. Absolutely. All right, next up, yeah, we got the game, largest comeback in finals history. Wow. Wait, okay, so Ariel, Circle of Life, and Dumbo, yeah. They were getting married this weekend. Those cards might help. That is so cool. How awesome. Yeah, I was crying in profit. Hard to to ship that one out, but it is what it is. All right, so all right, the Knicks still have the ball. They did not go backcourt. Walt Disney iconic. There you go. If Marvel and Star Wars comes in, I think having something like Mickey dressed as a Jedi. Yes, I love it. I love that idea. I absolutely love it. All right, they're about to inbounds here. Let me see. Wow, Brunson about went backcourt from Narnia. No way. No. What? Who? Oh my God. Oh, wow. Holy smokes. That was an insane putback. 1.2 seconds. Wow. Best YouTuber is that I assume you're talking about Joey. I definitely give Joey that. Let's go, Joey. Thank you again, Joey. You are far too kind. Dude, that was insane. What in the world? If they pull this off, dude, I thought the Spurs were going to win tonight. In the history of Troves and Pukemon ETB, I never pull anything decent from them. I don't like them. I know it's a love-hate relationship. You're going to see the people on Reddit who pulled the iconic out of them. You're going to chase it. I've opened 9 Wilds Troves so far. I have pulled a total of 0 alt-arts. He was about to go backcourt and they fouled. Great. Now booster boxes are going to be 280 on release day. I mean, it's possible. Once again, guys, let's not doomcast too much. We're okay, right? Like we haven't had that problem yet. We'll see. Have you got offers on the Baymax? I have none that are in the realm of what I would consider to sell. You guys know that I'm a very long-term holder. All of these gains that we've seen thus far are much quicker than I thought. I'm playing the long game. The Disney fan base applies to a lot of people. At some point, there's going to be 13 people in the world that want to collect every trophy card in a PSA 10. I have 2 of them, and when those people who have a lot more money than me want that collection, they're going to have to come knocking. So that's my thought process on that. Nonetheless, was dooming literally 24 hours ago. Not that crazy switch up. Yeah, I mean, like, can we be nice? DKP, what's up, brother? Lorcana might be the best TCG right now. I agree. Cards are affordable, fun game, getting ready to get some new mechanics. Vassell, was that late? Wow, they won. Oh, my Lord. Dude, New York is going to burn. New York is going to burn. Wow. Sheesh. Just give Prismatic time. It's a safer long-term bet. Lorcana reminds me of GameStop stonks where I guess, man, I disagree, but you're allowed to have your opinion. That is so crazy. We need a Dodger Stadium Lorcana promo. I mean, I love what One Piece is doing on the promos. That game is crazy. What's up, Space Ghost? I hope you are doing well. New blood pop feels great being a longtime player and collector since April 2026. You're an OG, man. You've been here for 2 months. You're an OG. All right, wait, I'm clicking too many. Are we even? And now we even have DKP, the OG GOAT player, join the live stream. Yeah, dude's been around for a minute. His trophy collection is one to be desired. How many PSA 10 Baymax? Do you have any graded Baymax at DKP? I might have you there, but that's about it. And probably don't even have you there. And the Golden Mickey auction that sold for 40K USD, there was a screenshot of the actual population of prize cards. Baymax, yeah, that's correct. Baymax, as of right now, has a total PSA pop 10 of 13. There are 32 known copies awarded, plus any extra copies, etc. But it is the second rarest card in Disney Lorcana. When will the first edition D23 cards blow up? I mean, I feel like they kind of are. Elsa's over 10K now. I think that they probably are lagging more than they should, but I think, great spot to be. I love them. What do you mean might be? Oh, yeah. No, it is. You're right. Playing for 2 years, though. Okay, well, that's great. All right, we're going to wrap it up here. I'm going to answer these last couple, and then we'll get out of here. 2 hours. I mean, time is a construct. Just joined, so sorry if you already talked about it, but do we anticipate booster box pre-orders to start climbing? I see Attack the Vine is mostly sold out online or prices closer to MSRP per box. Yes, absolutely. All the normal places that we buy at are sold out, which I think you talked about here. They already have Hyperia City. Yeah, I mean, you're not wrong. I know they're Attack the Vine. Every time they list Attack the Vine, it sells out. So yeah. Good night, man. Thanks for the stream. You guys should do it more if you can. Yeah, no, Joe and I have talked about it. I think we're going to try and do more of this. There's definitely a market for it. And yeah, we want to do it if you guys want to see it. Okay. It's the best. I'm grading my Baymax with BGS right now. In fact, all my cards I've ever won. My Mickey stack is graded with CGC already, though. Yep, I got you. Very cool, man. All right. Well, make sure you post what you get back on the Baymaxes from BGS. I've had success going from 9.5 to PSA 10 on that card. We need more Disney Lorcana Park events. I started collecting as of February 2026. Shout out Festival of the Arts. Yes. I've been watching Toy Story at Disney Springs and AMC. I agree. That's something that whenever they talked about their go-to-market plan for 2026, they talked about more events. And I agree with you. Festival of the Arts is a major factor as to why we got this 2026 boom. Fabled and Festival of the Arts are the two starting factors of that powder keg. Time flies when you're having a good discussion. Absolutely, Black Jesus. All right. Single packs are always a solid grab. I got burned on a few booster boxes with Whispers when it dropped. The next day I pulled it. I can't hold it back anymore. And from yeah, I agree. The single packs are nice. Rich, I'm not going to acknowledge that response. Stream with everyone. A lot of Lorcana, Joey, Mike, Digital Ink, Ice. Man, that's a lot of people. That's a lot of people. Thank you very much for watching, guys. I greatly appreciate all of you. 2 hours went by. I mean, I can't even believe that it's been 2 hours. Thank you for watching. And yeah, it's what a fun time, guys. I hope you're enjoying the hobby as much as I am. Disney Lorcana is an amazing game. It's going to provide you a lot of opportunities to play, to collect, possibly earn money. It's a fantastic place to be. Share it with your family. It's the greatest. Goodbye, everyone. Have a great night. I will talk to you soon. Goodbye.